All right, good morning, viewers. You're welcome to the program. It is City Stand. Yes, I'm Michael Adekunle, the anchor of the program. I welcome all the viewers to the platform this morning too. Thank you so much for joining me. Kindly subscribe to the channel. If you are watching us, please subscribe to the channel. If you haven't subscribed, subscribe now. Subscribe now. Also, smash the like button, share the program, and drop your comments in the comment section. Very, very important. All right, Mafidon, good morning to you. Welcome you to the program this beautiful Thursday morning. Glad it's a year boy. You're welcome to the program. Thank you so much for joining me. Also, Emmanuel Obuju. It's a good morning to you. We appreciate your presence. Thank you so much. All right, the 19th of February 2026, what do we have? The new telegraph is here and was new on the front page of the new telegraph. But before that, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has signed the Electoral Act Amendment 2026 into law. He has signed it because this stirred controversy, sparked debates in the country, but the president has sealed it up. He has signed the Electoral Act Amendment 2026 into law. And yesterday, the president begged Nigerians for forgiveness if you had done anything wrong. If you had disappointed Nigerians in the past, please forgive him. That's what the president said. I hope you find a place in your heart to forgive Mr. President, as he has told you to forgive him, Mr. Vincent. All right, gentlemen, Mike, I hope you will find a place in your heart to forgive Mr. President, as he has said. Another story we'll be touching this morning is the arrest of the former governor of Kaduna by the DSS. I'm talking about Madam Nasir El-Rufai. He has been arrested after he was released by EFCC. He's now in the custody of the DSS and being grilled by ICPC. All right, we shall be looking at all these stories together. There's another story we'll be touching too from the southeastern part. Will be the Cubana Chief Priest told, like what it an advice. It's an advice to the Igbos, an advice to the people of Southeast. He said that if we must have Nnamdi Kanu back, we should be able to align with President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. We should be able to support President Bola Ahmed Tinubu if we want Nnamdi Kanu released. All right, what's your take on it? Let's get your view. Must you or should the Easterners align with President Bola Ahmed Tinubu if they want the freedom of Nnamdi Kanu? Like I said earlier on, we're looking at all this together, and I have the new telegraph with me this morning on what's new. Kudos not as Tinubu signs amended electoral bill into law. Kudos not as President Bola Ahmed Tinubu signs amended electoral bill into law. You go to pages 5, 3, and 6 of the new telegraph to see this story. We move on to another one. Lent Ramadan starting same day show both faiths share lots in common, says President Bola Ahmed Tinubu on Lent Ramadan. And the president said both faiths share lots in common. It shows that both faiths share lots in common. Move beyond policies to real action. Counters leaders on Ash Wednesday. Fasting coincidence, rare spiritual convergence, says Peter Obi Abbas. Governors, APC orders greet Christians, Muslims on top of the paper. Delay in release of funds, undermining justice reform, says Attorney General of the Federation. And it says over 1 billion naira deducted from its 2025 overhead. We go to page 4 to read this story. We move on to page 3. FCT poll. INEC accredits 89 observers. 72 media organizations urges EFCC, ICPC to go after voter traders. This is on page 3. On the last one I'll be reading. NSA demands adequate funds for enhanced national security. Only 5.35 billion naira out of 22.4 billion naira budget released to ICPC in 2025. This is coming from the National Security Advisor, Nuru Ruribadu. I welcome you all to the program. Mr. Olajide, global analyst, Vincent. Thanks so much for joining me this beautiful Thursday morning.
Good morning, Michael. Good morning, our esteemed viewers globally, and good morning, Nigeria. Good morning, Mr. Oji Olajide.
Mr. I'm saying good morning to you, and Mr. Mike, I'm saying good morning to you also. And our global viewers all over the world, I say good morning to all of you. You are most welcome. These great viewers of the world who have been appreciating us, Christina and the rest of them, all of you, may God bless all of you. You are most welcome. I'm Mr. Oji Olajide. Thank you very much.
All right, forgive me if I have sinned. That's what the president said. Forgive me if I had committed any atrocity. What atrocity has the president committed? Why is he begging for forgiveness at this point in time? OJ.
Mr. Mike, when you break the law, once you God does not know forgiveness, you know Lord knows bring you to justice. That is the truth. Mr. President, if you have broken the law does not recognize lies, forgiveness. What law knows is facing the trial and be convicted. If after trial you are convicted, they can then give you pardon. That's what the law recognizes. So I don't know what you mean by forgive me. Why? If you are just asking us the moral side of it, we can morally overlook. You can morally just consider as the best. In the real sense of it, if you break the law of the land, Mr. President, number one, you'll be impeached. Number two, you'll be tried according to the law of the land. And if you are found guilty against it, you go and start the sentence. Either get sentence or you are fined. So I don't know what you mean by best. On the moral ground, you can overlook whatever inadequacies.
All right, let me just briefly read out what the president was trying to do. The message he was trying to pass across. Bola Tinubu asked Nigerians for forgiveness during the opening of this year's tafsir at the State House Mosque in Abuja. He noted that Lent and Ramadan, starting on the same day, is rare, and said it shows Christians and Muslims share common values as one people under God. Of course, you know that Muslims do ask for forgiveness during Ramadan. I think that's what the president did yesterday.
No, there's nothing bad if you ask what each of us.
Has he really offended Nigerians?
Yes, he has. As far I'm concerned, he has offended Nigerians in the sense that the money he made from subsidy, he will spend it as far as I'm concerned. He didn't spend it at the way I expect him to spend it. Yes. Good decision, you move sorry from president. No. But the money he made from it, he didn't spend it very well. He is president Nigeria. If that's what we are talking about, then I was wondering what offense did he say he commits. Yes, he has president Nigeria to say that. How can you tell us he made money from something they are giving the money to governors? How can you give money to governors? There are other ways you have spent the money that will touch that of Nigeria directly. They are not packing their money, give to government. They can't.
Sorry.
I was trying to say that I don't want to play God because I, standing before this time, I'm also not perfect. But everybody is trying to make sure that at least you rise above board. If such statement could have elicited from the mouth of Mr. President, it shows that most of the electoral promises he made have not really been fulfilled. And maybe that is why he said he is begging for forgiveness from Nigerians. But when you take that one into account, you will see that I think Mr. Olajide made mention of the subsidy aspect. If all the money being borrowed had not been borrowed, and the money made from subsidy are being channeled towards verifiable projects, I think I will applaud Mr. President. The situation whereby you came up with this narrative that money that is going to be saved from subsidy removal is going to be channeled towards some kind of a laudable project in the country, and we are not seeing that. Instead of that, you always go outside to borrow, and thereby widening the net of our national debt. When you put that into account, if Mr. President said that we should forgive him over failed promises, for how long are we going to continue to have a recurring decimal of failed promises? Then, if you must change the narrative, let us believe that we have somebody in the saddle or in the trust of government that we can say, okay, confidently say that he is relying on the social contract that he has with the masses of the citizenry. And a situation whereby the social contract is not being impugned by not aligning with his electoral promises, it shows that he has failed in totality from all angles.
Yesterday, you were here yesterday, and we discussed what Joe Igbo said, the chieftain of the Igbo Presidency Congress, said that Tinubu 20 years to prepare for where he is today. Yesterday, the president asked for forgiveness, prepared for forgiveness, telling us that if he has offended us, we should please forgive him. Does this signal acknowledgement of policy failures?
Mr. Magua, in the electioneering year, the president knows he has goofed. He had an opportunity, to make himself more popular, with the people. But unfortunately, his policies has made matters worse for him. So I think he's now looking at, how to get back to the heart of Nigerians. You understand? But I think a better way to do that is for him to change the narrative. The subsidy removal is a very good example to cite. For 2.5 years, you remove subsidy, the lives of Nigeria became worse as a result of subsidy removal. There are people who could not even bear it. They died as a result of that. We were told about, in Sokoto last year, in space of 6 months, 600 and something people died of kwashiorkor. You understand? It is no fault of their own. Government policies made life difficult. And that is why, I think instead of telling us to forgive him, we should see him, coming out with policies, that will change the narrative, that will make life better, that will secure the life of the people. We should see him going to Kwara to tell them he's sorry. You understand? We should see. Now, you can imagine the Kwara incident. Mr. President attended a wedding. Confidently attended a wedding in Abuja when over 200 people were killed in Kwara State. He should have gone to sympathize with them, to empathize with them, to tell them, rebuild confidence in them that there is a government that truly, is interested in their lives and property. So I think Nigerians also should watch out for this period because this is an electioneering year. Don't tell us we are sorry. Let's see you changing the narrative.
Okay, why is he making this appeal now? Why? Is there any reason for that? There is Ramadan season. Why is he making this appeal now? Are Nigerians ready to forgive him without visible change?
Mr. Mike, number one, like you said, the two main religions in Nigeria, they are starting their fasting period. Christians are doing their 40 days fasting, Muslims are doing their own 30-day fasting. Just a day difference between two of them. So anyway, what you might not hear from the cleric of each of the two religions that this is a time of super reflection. If you have wronged anybody, they're bold enough to tell their apology. And you too, if you have been wrong, they are magnanimous enough to grant pardon, to grant forgiveness. That's not been far from the reason why the person is saying, as a Muslim adherent, as a Muslim faithful, that our fellow Muslims, of course, our religion says, if you are your friend, this time I confess, they forgive me. Is expressing that to do that. And of course, the Christian, in fact, the Christian is even more elaborate that if somebody offends you, I ask for forgiveness. So he's doing that. He's expressing the season of the religion. You get my point, Mr. Mike? He's expressing the season of that two religion. that preaches forgiveness of whatever anybody was done to you. So it's cashing in on that season of that region. That's what's happening. So advantage of using the advantage of the 2 region now, as a simultaneously going through their first period, is cashing. You know, it's a politician now. They make up every opportunity that comes their way. Faster, let me use this opportunity of this 2 seasons of religion that are going through their fasting to seek for forgiveness. Hopefully that some of them might be out of their faith, who only want to forgive him everything. They must have, like I said now, I forgive him. But that does not mean that I score him high. No, I still hold my score, on him. So that's what you just need. Using, capitalizing, using the religion season, exploiting it, taking advantage of cashing on it. This advantage, just seek for forgiveness. But on the other side, you should know that is not the solution to his. That's not the solution. The solution is that the decision you have taken have brought hardship for people. What are you doing about it? What's the new way? Is there any way you want to make life better for people? Do something critical on the table. Let us see you moving in that direction and bringing life easier for people. Not just ask for support. We are okay. You have taken advantage of that religion. But the real issue now, begin to take action to solve it. Try and come and the money is available now. What about this areas we are talking about? Bring transportation, bring more public transportation to the public. And people be plying. People will be using to go to a different place. Come to the food sector, bring food supply. Let it be available to the people. Bring all the other areas that you can spend the money into. That people that will be taught that they will not be living high standard of living because the living will drop. These are the things we want you to start with doing. So not just saying forgive you. If you say we are forgiving you and what you cause as problem, you didn't address it. The problem you cause, you didn't take any meaningful step to address the problem. Then you still be reminding of the offense you committed against us. Yes, but how that comment arise that when we see you solving those problems and begin to see new lease of life. Yes, we will remember the sin again.
Mr. Vincent, what comes up after forgiveness? What do you expect?
I want to see pragmatic action being taken.
Yes.
I want to see realistic indices being seen by everyone. I want to see fairness. And above all, I want to see equity. And if all these things, all these indices that I have mentioned can be embodied in the administration of Mr. President, I think I will say is heading somewhere. And having said that, if he says we should forgive him, I think as long as whenever rain falls, it falls on the good, the bad, and the ugly. And that shows that God is being merciful. And if oasis of love can also be gotten from Mr. President, I think he should also tamper justice with some things. And he should also have to redress most of the actions that he has taken that does not seem to be in the good books of the majority of Nigerians, and see where he has erred. Because I want to believe that when you say you are a leader, you should be able to evaluate most of your policies, your actions and inactions, and see where it is headed. When you put them on in a laboratory of common sense and see where you have got into, then you begin to say, okay, yes, okay, I have not done this eyes, I have not crossed my teeth. Then let me try and do this. Then people will now applaud the administration that is heading somewhere and is doing something very clinical to the administration and the entire citizen.
All right, away from that, let's move down to the east and see what Cubana Chief Priest said. Kanu's freedom, Igbo Presidency, possible through alignment with President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Can Kanu's freedom be tied to political loyalty?
Mr. Mike, you see, my position on Kanu freedom has been such that if I were President Tinubu, I would have made good use of Kanu as a means of achieving peace than the way he has taken. That is personal anyway. What I will make Kanu to do is that I will have given him the opportunity to come, sit down with me. What is the problem? What do you want? give me your list of grievances. What is your problem? Tell me, let me hear. I remember, you know, President Yar'Adua, when he was addressing national militancy that time, he asked Jonathan, go to the king, they are your people, go and meet them. We saw Jonathan in boat, in flambeau, meeting the warlords. He now brought me back to Mr. President. I've met them. They are fighting for degradation of our land. Yes, these are my demands. And I see remember President Yar'Adua, that's one word he said. When he was now addressing that, he said, trust me, come out, surrender everything. I will address this problem. And when he came, you see, I was watching my TV that time. Then they are all bringing guns. I know they may not have submitted everything.
When they surrender.
Yeah, that is they brought out a lot of ammunition, weapon. Then they surrender to the amnesty that time. And what did Mr. President do? Initial amnesty program, traveling, scholarship, many things. You see, implementing it. So I expect President Tinubu to have invited Kanu. What are your grievances?
Boys,
sit down, table it, and then tell him those ones that are immediately can be immediately resolved. Tell him that okay, this one, but this one that involve constitutional matter, that are really hardy one. Let him know these are serious ones that can be, and those ones that are immediately to be resolved. He show seriousness to be addressing it seriously, and then you will see Kanu will be the one to go back and tell these people, I'm telling you that look, let's give them a chance. You can see seriousness in what he's doing. You can see sincerity in what he's doing. The stronger one that needs maybe constitutional amendment and go to address. Let's give me a time. I'm telling you, Kanu will be the one to help you preach peace to the people in the southeast, and all this thing will die down. Based on Mr. President Tinubu doing that, I don't know his advisor anyway. It shows the option of prosecuting him and land him in jail and this that. I don't agree with that method at all with him. So if that is this why I'm not asking your question. If you can be magnanimous enough to bring Kanu out of the prison, give me a pardon. Get him seated. What are the grievances you have? Seriously look into it. Honestly, just as President Yar'Adua did it to let them minister.
You said it.
Yes, honestly, I don't want you to put some things in your head. So I think it will aid his presidency. I'm not saying but at least he will now know they have some belonging. And so he's tied to his presidential sums as well. Yes, I agree with you that release of Kanu will aid President Tinubu's presidential ambition. Yes, it will certainly aid it. But to boost it.
What of Igbo Presidency? Aligning with him. Can he?
No, see, Igbo must understand. Igbo must understand that presently the man who is in Kube has constitutional right to run for second term. He will sacrifice his own personal ambition for.
Nobody is talking about sacrificing his ambition. He said aligning with him could get Igbo.
Okay. Good.
So I'm asking.
Yes, of course. I don't foresee Igbo occupying presidency in 2031. If you are going by north and south issue, but you can work together and build a good platform. Just as Tinubu did for almost years before he now assumed. So build a robust place between southwest and southeast, and south will join.
I don't think that's what President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is doing now.
Maybe. So that if that's the point,
you can see that alignment.
Yes. So if that's the case, that's leadership. But if you bring Canada, that will fasten that such a ideology. Yes, enhance it.
All right, what do you have to say? Must you align with the south? Must the southeasterners align with President Bola Ahmed Tinubu before Kanu can get his freedom?
I think that's the way politics is being played. You understand? But then, if you look at alignment now, in 2031, if we are to go by, zoning formula, the northern people will feel it's their time. You understand? So the Igbo people may be looking at it from that angle. But you see, the governors in the southeast, probably that is what they are banking on. Aside from monetary inducement, probably they are, banking on the fact that after 2031, because maybe they are looking at the future in 2039.
Okay,
You understand?
okay.
Yes. Some of them may be, looking at it from that angle. You understand?
Why can't they get it in 2031?
They can't get it because constitutionally, Tinubu, if he can work it out, fine. But I do not see it happening because it will, there will be tension in the country because if they not allow the South to finish 8 years, you cannot give them stories. You can't give them stories.
They own the country.
You see, now we already have a situation where they have placed, the economy of the entire country on a standstill. They are not the owner of the country, but we do not have presidents who have political will to, change the course of things, to change the narrative. That is where we have issue, and that is why I always advocate for one term. If you have one term, you will see a president who can be able to change the course of things. Because people always think about the next election. Mr. President may have a lot of things he will want to do, but because of the next election, he will not dare do it. He wouldn't want to lose election. The state police that we have always talked about, he said it himself. Why has he not taken action? Because he feels the state governors may use it against him. You understand? So that is, I think, talking about Nnamdi Kanu, we do not know whether he has truly sent people to talk to Nnamdi Kanu. Talking about what do you expect us to do, so that you can put down the hype of the Biafran, agitation. Nnamdi Kanu may be adamant, maybe, I see him as somebody who is so principled that you can't just buy him. You understand? So I think he's suffering what he's suffering because he has decided not to bend. And then the governors also will not want Nnamdi Kanu out. This guy see politics as a career.
Yes.
Nnamdi Kanu out of prison now, some of them may not win election again.
Yes.
That's the problem. So I think it's a very deciding the Southeast. You can't really decide it the way it is now because even the president himself, I know, is not banking on the fact that he has the entire governor's APC. He's not really counting 20% on the Southeast. He can't, if he try that, he's doing that at his own peril.
All right, through alignment with President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, Nnamdi Kanu can be released. Are you in support of what Cubana Chief Priest said?
You see, Cubana Chief Priest is just a person out of the entire whole people that inhabit that extraction. And when you now look at what is happening now, you see, I'm sorry to say this, most of the Igbos, they don't work in unison. There is always not a kind of a gorged objective. That's the series of purpose is not always there. I want to believe that Nnamdi Kanu wouldn't have stayed so long in the gallows of whatever. And if every other people in the establishment in the southeast extraction are really following the objective of Nnamdi Kanu, I think it would have been achieved by now. And Mr. Jones made mention of a very salient point that we need to look very keenly. You see, the present people in rulership, or rather in power, from that extraction, they would not want Nnamdi Kanu to be out. Why? Because Nnamdi Kanu being out is also going to kill whatever ambition they have politically, and they will continue to play it on the premise of transaction, mercantile politics. And when you now look at all this, what does it portend for Nnamdi Kanu? For Nnamdi Kanu to have even risen to the point of even sacking his lawyers when he was going through that legal tussle, then also gives an allusion to what I have just said. But when you now say Cubana Priest, who is Cubana Priest in the political amphitheater? Cubana Priest is nowhere. When we check the indices, it's not even 1/100.
Part of the city boy movement.
It's just part of the city boy movement that was mooted by Tinubu, which goes to show that there is also, let me use the cliche of Mr. Felix, it's a tata. You understand? Then when you look at all these things, what does it portend? Because my opinion, if there is an alignment alignment of objectives, I think Nnamdi Kanu, can be released. But it's a situation whereby they are working across purposes. That is why you see that objective is not being realized as of the now. And taking into cognizance, the establishment. Right from the word go, Nigeria has always been between the north and the south. And foisted on us as a nation that was circumscribed by foreign adventurers. You understand? They will not want that power to go to the southeast. And also, I want to make a very salient point also. You remember, after the Civil War, they said no victor, no vanquish. And it's still playing now. And when you look at, if you say no victor, no vanquish, then we are all the same. That there's no winner, there's no loser. Then why can't power also devolve to that extraction of region? Then these are some of the salient points we need to look at keenly and observe. Are we really one? Are we using the same equal template to deal with every nationalities in Nigeria? That's a question for you and I.
All right.
To decide.
All right, this is Chima. You're welcome to the program. Thank you so much for joining us. And it says Tinubu hasn't even finished his first term and he's already begging for forgiveness. He laughed. Buhari begged after 8 years. Nigeria, na Koromoto country. All right. And he actually said the truth. Buhari begged now after 8 years.
Yes. When we were
Yes,
you should forgive. Nigeria forgive every. Whoever you must forgive.
Did you forgive?
Forgiving them or not forgiving them, they have done their harm. Oh, what have we? Yes, they have done
Let
their harm
me
now.
say something about Buhari.
But try to make sure you conquer Nigeria for Fulani on three major moves that you are afraid through Eruga, through what I supposed to do, through grazing roof. But Nigeria rose up against him. Nigeria rose up against Buhari. So if Buhari said we forgive him, yes, I remember when he was almost dying, he said we forgive him. We are forgiving him. But the Bible says forgive so that God can forgive. So I forgive that their army he left.
He's still affecting
He's affecting us.
All right.
You see, when Buhari,
So it's a wound that cannot be healed.
The sky will be there.
when Buhari, the late President Muhammad Buhari ascended the throne as a civilian president, the wife, Aisha Buhari, made one statement, said, at a time, she thought the husband was going to walk his talk. But at a particular time also, he started saying that every person that worked in making sure that he affirmed his power aspiration, they are now being jettisoned. That now she doesn't really know her husband again. And from that point, I started looking at things have started falling apart. The center cannot hold.
All right, thank you so much, gentlemen. I really appreciate your contributions.
Thank you for having me.
On board. All right, we do the team as a Cubana Chief Priest. Thinks Politics is opening a nightclub. That's what Udezi has written here. And welcome Raf Olu to the program this morning, all the way from UK. I say good morning to you, Alaba. Alaba Fowowe is also here with us. Good morning. Sydney, good morning. Omoregbe from Spain. Thank you so much for joining us. Yagali Baba Yaga, we appreciate your presence. Egbuna Kingsley, all the way from Madrid, is also here. Good morning to you. Good morning, Femi. Good morning, gentleman Mike.
Good morning, Mr. Michael, and good morning, our viewer across the globe. So thank you for joining us once again.
Good morning, Adekule Michael. Good to our viewers across the world.
All right, can political alignment realistically guarantee an Igbo presidency? Femi? Looking at what Cubana Chief Priest said yesterday about Nnamdi Kanu and Igbo presidency.
What really happened is that Igbo presidency now, the closest chance they have is 2027. If they can miss it in 2027, then the next one will be 2039. Which some of these old politicians, they may not be alive by then. So I think we will have another bridge of new politicians from Southeast. Maybe that's why somebody like Obi Cubana and the Cubana Chief, that's why they are aligning now that we can start the journey by now. This journey should have started since 2014.
why the alignment of APC and the rest, why it was going on. It was only a little fracture from APCA. I think, what's the name of that man? Okorocha. Yes, Okorocha from the former Imo State governor was the only one. If to say the whole Southeast joined that train that time, when the South want to ask for presidency, they will have a majority voice. Their voice will be louder. But it's only a fragment from that place. And anybody will want to invest where your market will be set. Of course, who will give a ticket to candidates where is minority? It's not feasible. So what they are saying is possible, but it's beyond what we are currently seeing now. Because let me tell you, they need a lot of work to do from that angle. Anybody that joins APC from that angle has automatically become enemy of Southeast. Predominantly Igbo, yes. Anybody that joins APC or you form alliance with Tinubu, you are automatically working against the belief of at least 80% of Southeast. So until they change the narrative and see that, if you are not there, you cannot ask them how to share it. And everything after, there was an Old Testament and there was a New Testament. There was reason for everything. There was reason for you to align with PDP. You joined the boat of PDP since 1999, but they couldn't give you presidency. You were, of course, you were just Senate president. Why not try another one if possible? And this thing is a generational something. It's not necessary that happen when you are there. It can happen. Let me tell you, the generation of Yoruba, ideology that has failed to clean up too. Obafemi Awolowo, MKO Abiola, I deliberately sidelined Obasanjo because Obasanjo didn't represent Yoruba ideology at all. He didn't represent Yoruba ideology. So look at Obasanjo. Look at how Obasanjo do it. So if you can compare the administration of Obasanjo and Tinubu. When Obasanjo was there, Obasanjo, you can see that he almost balanced everything and he even concentrated on Southeast. When PDP was there was nothing like marginalization. Yes, because there was a government of inclusion. But this time around, the government they are running now, when it's your own, Oga eat. That's what the agenda Buhari set, and Tinubu is following it. So that's why I'm saying, if you look at that ideology, Yoruba ideology from Awolowo to Abiola, it is Tinubu that was able to clinch it. And some people usually do that narrative. Even from 1993 to 2023, that's a difference of 30 years. What we failed to achieve that time, we are able to achieve it 30 years ago. So, later is better than never. But that does not mean they can still not become president without aligning with President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. If they can still work towards achieving what they want in 2027, who say no?
Gentleman Mike, if aligning with Tinubu is the best path to follow, why are they not doing so? I understand that the influential ones, the likes of Cubana Chief Priest, even the governors, Southeast governors, are aligning with President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. But what happened to the ordinary Igbos? Why are not aligning with President Bola Ahmed Tinubu?
Well, I think an average Southeasterner has lost faith in the nation. An average Southeasterner don't really believe in the togetherness of this country. An average Southeasterner felt that they've been marginalized for too long, and as a result of that, they have lost faith, to put it straight. Fine, as you said, we see our pockets of people in terms of the political class and perhaps some of the influential guys from the Southeast still trying to pull certain strings. But the truth is that on the average, if you ask me, from what I have perceived, they have lost that sense of belonging in terms of being part of Nigeria. And I think if today the magic of saying, okay, let everybody part, I think you will see a lot of jubilation from that end, more than any other any other region, because on the average they are really fed up of this togetherness. On the average, they are fed up on this marriage that seems not to be working. This marriage of convenience, this marriage of okay, as long as oil is still flowing in certain places, then people can say we are one. The oneness must not just be chanted; it must be seen. If you say we are one, it must be indeed. The oneness must cut across. It must go beyond the rhetorics or just putting it as a slogan. It must be seen. It's like you are forcing. It's like we are forcing the people together. That's the way our nation has become. The mutual suspicion is too high that we cannot even trust ourselves for anything. And when you are trying to still clamor for one nation in such an atmosphere, rather than demonstrating that indeed we are one nation by our actions, especially at the leadership level, we felt that we can pull it together by just having some pockets of people or the people in the political class singing that song. It's not going to work for too long. It is the spirit of that oneness that we pull people together to show that we are one. An average Nigerian first see himself as a Yoruba, an Igbo, an Hausa, before you even talk of saying that you are a Nigerian. That Nigerianness, we are gradually losing it, and unfortunately everything has come to tribal. So I want to defend my tribe first before I even talk of okay we are Nigerians. And I think at leadership level more has to be done, more has to be seen to be done, if indeed that togetherness can come back.
All right, before going to the comment section, let me quickly talk about what brought about this. Cubana Chief Priest was reacting to a video that went viral recently, and in that video, the monarch, while addressing the president and the people, at the conference, he appealed to the president to please, help release Nnamdi Kanu. And if Nnamdi Kanu is not needed in the country, he should be returned to Kenya. But can his freedom be tied to political reality, Femi?
Yes, it can. What everybody should be looking at is the receiver. Okay, I want to give you something.
Because I'm still saying I'm quoting Cubana Chief Priest.
This is a very, very
alignment with.
That's where I'm going. Yes, it's the receiver that is very, very important. I may want to give this young man something, and he refused to accept it. Don't you know? So it's beyond me that want to give, but somebody that want to receive it. Nnamdi Kanu is the receiver.
Is he ready to receive?
Is he ready to receive?
Is he ready to bow?
Is he ready to bow?
To surrender?
People will be comparing Nnamdi Kanu and Sunday Igboho. Don't you see when Sunday Igboho was using his mouth to clear rock at the palace of Oni? Yes, my friend, what do you don't know the meaning? He started going from palace to palace, seeking for, forgiveness. Yeah. And he is even calling for Nnamdi Kanu to go and bargain.
Is that embrace dialogue?
Embrace dialogue. That means he has embraced dialogue. Is Nnamdi Kanu ready for embrace dialogue, for engagement? Nnamdi Kanu that look at justice and he said, you don't know law, God punish you, send me to wherever you think that one will bow down.
Show me the law.
Show me the law. There is the law.
And
you don't know the law.
Where is the law?
There is the law. The law is in the dictionary and Bible. Show me the law. And they said, I will show you the law. Take him out of this courtroom first.
That's they able to show him the law?
They were able to show him. They first of all deny him his presence in the courtroom. Say, take him away. That's number one law.
Take
him.
Law, Femi.
You don't know the law. Mr. Michael.
The law.
Is the law. Sokoto is law. People that know law know that Sokoto is law. What is let me tell you, you don't know how this world governs. If to say there is law, Nigeria will not be in this place. We will have been gone for long. If there is law, if there is justice, what is law? Why does law make? Law was made so that be justice, so that when there is a controversy, they will be able to say, this is what's right. But have we been able to use the law? Is that justice? And there is no justice up to this moment, and that's why we are where we are up to this moment. So when somebody say, show me the law, and they say, we have the law now. Are we not the law? Up to this moment, whatever Supreme Court come out to pronounce, whether right or wrong, is the final. And it has become law, and they will write it down. So whenever anybody wants to serve, it has become constitution. That is the problem. So what are we talking about? So when they say show me the law, and they say this is law that we are looking for. We have it.
Yes, Mike.
Metaphorically,
It's Sokoto the law. Imagine Nnamdi Kanu was talking about, or the law was bent. Sokoto the law.
Well, I don't know where that theory came from, that Sokoto has now become the law. And I think what FM is just talking about is that the judiciary simply exercised its powers over Nnamdi Kanu at that point because they felt he desecrated the courts, which is being superintended by the judge at that time. You know, they call it an average judge can refer to the court as my court. That's how much power they have over that space at that time, and people are not meant to talk to them in certain manner, which we saw that Nnamdi Kanu even did, and did much more within the courtroom. And he felt that he must equally exercise his powers in terms of putting his feet down to ensure that whatever pronouncement is made is also complied with. So, but by and large, whether Sokoto has now become the law or otherwise, I think what is important that we must take home from some of these things is that a nation where equity, where justice has become scarce, you are joking to continue to think you can have peace in such an environment. Peace and justice always go together. They are like Siamese twins. You cannot separate them. Anytime you want to promote peace in an environment, you must enthrone and embrace justice, which we have failed to do as a nation. Our judiciary are still very selective in their approach in dispensing justice, and in such an environment, to promote peace is always difficult. And I think these are the areas that we must concentrate on if we still intend to make this a one nation, as our leaders always claim. As I said, it's not going to be about slogan, but what you are doing at the judiciary level, what you are doing at the legislative level, will indeed show whether that oneness is being promoted or not.
All right, in the comment section, this says, Femi, there is absolutely no law in Nigeria. Nnamdi Kanu asked a valid question which Omotosho couldn't show him. What he did is a miscarriage of justice, and he will bear in his conscience. Okay, and he will bear in his conscience. Miscarriage of justice. That he will bear in his conscience.
Me and you, we are on the same page on this. You don't need to call me out and that. Are you asking for law? We show you the law. This is the meaning of law. That we can get you. That is law.
That's in Nigeria.
In Nigeria, yes, that is law.
By saying
and the man even give them chance. I'm not ready to defend. I told you that the ideology of Nnamdi Kanu is different. That okay, all of you that are struggling to defend, don't defend me. Leave them. Let them do what they want to do. Then he decided to go. Yes, he decided to go by himself. How do you show me the law? Supposed to be asked by lawyer. Yes, a lawyer will know how to convey that message more than Nnamdi Kanu. That is my idea. A lawyer, a competent lawyer. You know, I think there is appeal now. Yes, there is chance for appeal. It's just ordinary high court. Yes, let's go to the appeal. And I think by this time around, they should be able to get a viable lawyer, a lawyer that can confront the justice and ask that the same question, the same way Nnamdi Kanu asked him, and more constructively, and more, you know, all these things, they are esoteric something. They are esoteric. It's not something you can. Some people are naturally talented, but in some cases, you just need the expert in that angle. So, by Nnamdi Kanu refusing to defend himself, that means all what federal government are saying is what they are going to use. Yes, if you refuse to defend yourself, that
that means all what people that are accusing you are saying, then it's true. That's what you have judged yourself already. That's what the judge will use to judge you. No defense. I don't want to defend myself.
All right, Big T Prince is here. I say good morning to you, Big T Prince. You're welcome all the way from UK. And what he's saying this morning, after God Almighty, the next power is that of the government. Nobody is bigger than the state. God bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria. And it goes on. I disagree with you, GMM, that's Gentleman Mike. Nigeria is not a banana republic. We must respect our law in Nigeria. Very simple.
And we are respecting. I'm not aware that I called Nigeria a banana republic. I'm only saying that the law should be fair to all, and that was my emphasis. The law must be seen to be fair to all.
All right, gentlemen, Mike, don't worry. From change to next level, to hope, to renewed hope. Hey, you dey feel Abi? All right, this is coming from GOA. We move down to Nda Atlantic and the Atlantic also. Let him do his command and control in Sokoto for God's sake. Okay. On to the next one. Taiwo Lade as a Big T Prince. Which of you would have behaved the way Kanu behaved before a judge in the court of law? Please, let's be honest here. All right. The Chima says cash and carry judiciary. The former president of South Korea was jailed yesterday because of corruption. Can the Nigerian judiciary do that?
I mean, those are the issues that we're talking about. It's rare to see such in our climb. Very rare that a former president or whatever, they use esprit de corps to cover the whole thing. I cover my track, I cover yours when I'm leaving. You cannot build the society. So
that's what I want to say. That we will fine. We try even beyond arrested. We jailed 2 of them. But what happened to them after we did them? There was clemency from Abuja. Release them.
Delhi Yamen
and Joshua Dariye from Plateau. They were released. Do you know how many years it took Nigeria before they jailed those 2 governors? 14 years, I think. 14. Buhari released them. Clemency from Abuja released criminal. That's our justice, and that is law.
All right, the president has begged for forgiveness. Gentle, will you forgive Mr. President?
Well, did he offend anybody? So
based on what?
So asking for forgiveness, in my view, maybe it's an admittance that okay, wrongdoings have been done, have been committed, but we are not aware that he has really told Nigerians what he has done. You can't be asking for forgiveness without telling people what you have done. So maybe you should equally go further to tell Nigerians some of his wrongdoings, so that Nigerians can now see whether they can forgive him. Just asking for it's like walking up to you and say forgive me. You ask me for what? You should ask me that on what basis. So forgiveness has to be on a particular basis. I think Mr. President should have it defined.
All right.
Well, Mr. President needs to tell us in which area he has actually committed crime, so that we will know whether we will forgive him or not. You can't, like gentleman might say, you can't say forgive me. Then I ask for what? What have you done? So I don't think it's not the time to beg for forgiveness, because when maybe he thought removing subsidy is the best thing he can do, but how to do it is another thing. And after you remove subsidy, how do you manage our resources? That's another thing. So I think he himself, within his conscience, he will have known that he has committed, but he should specify it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. How many things? 20, 50, 30, 100. So we will know that on this one we forgive you. On this one we cannot forgive you. Maybe we show him the law in 2027.
All right. Thank you so much. Thank you, gentlemen. Mike. Good morning.
Good morning.
All right. How are you doing, sir? You're welcome, sir.
Yeah, good morning. Good morning.
And political alignment with President Bola Ahmed Tinubu gets Nnamdi Kanu out of Sokoto prison. What is it?
What kind of political alignment? I don't understand the question.
I'm not the one that said that.
Political, who's saying
it's
that?
coming from Cubana Chief Priest. And it can also get you Igbo Presidency.
Well, you let him go and sit.
Political alignment.
Let him go and sit down. He's contesting. He wants to go to the federal house. So those statement does not matter. That's not what it matters. Well, political alignment cannot bring Nasir Nnamdi Kanu out. who jailed him should be the one that will bring him out. The person that jailed him is the one that will bring him out, not political alignment. I'm not against, I've said it continually, I'm not against Obi Cubana. Whatever he feels that this is the direction he wants to go, for whatever reason, is 100% okay by him.
Cubana Chief Priest.
Yes, he fly anywhere, turn to city boy and girl and show anything where prostitute. Join now, anything you want to join, as long as you satisfy yourself. You have only one vote. Abi? So what's the big deal about Obi Cubana? There's no big deal. I support him in whatever he has chosen, the direction he has chosen, because I know he is preparing, he's clearing his political path.
He's aligning with Tinubu.
Apart
so that he can get what he wants.
House of Rep. He's going to House of Rep.
It applies to you.
What will House of Rep pay? Where would he see? Where is he going to? All those ones that in the House of Rep have been talking about Nnamdi Kanu today. Has he brought Nnamdi Kanu out? That's not good for Nnamdi Kanu out. Like the monarch himself said very clearly that Mr. President, the ball, ends in your court. As simple as that. That's a direct. Obi Cubana. Remember, Obi Cubana is he bigger than the Benjamin?
Cubana Chief Priest. Sorry.
Whatever they call themselves, they are all Cubanas. Benjamin and all the rest of them that have been making mad and all that has that brought Nnamdi Kanu out. But everybody knows that what happened to Nnamdi Kanu was a clear manipulation of the justice system. Yes. The man told Bola Ahmed Tinubu face to face. He's laughing. I don't know why he's laughing. Maybe that's the reason why he said everybody should forgive him. Because I think that I think he felt very bad, watching a former UN ambassador, watching a Harvard trained somebody that's schooled abroad, telling him, go and send him to. There was no judgment. What they did there, Omotosho say, oh, okay, of course, that's the way Nigeria operates. That's the way Nigeria operates anyway. But I thank God that the man had the opportunity to tell Mr. President the clear truth. They were enjoying their moment. They are laughing. Everybody, we are laughing. But I think the President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, whether he want to use Nnamdi Kanu to gamble 2027, and that's the reason why he jailed him. But it's okay. But I can tell you, in anybody that is engaging himself in freedom fighting must go through that process.
Yeah. According to United Nations law.
Awolowo too was charged with treasonable felony. George Washington, the same thing. Muhammad Gandhi, the one was even the worst. Who named them? So it's not a big deal, but it is a very clear thing that that judgment get as a B. If you look at well, he get as a B. Because the law of which we would have relied on to pronounce judgment on Nnamdi Kanu has been repealed. Well, this is Nigeria, where anything goes. We are seeing similar things. I think to an extent, Bola Ahmed Tinubu is going to do something. It's not a matter about appeal. It's not about appeal. It's not about going to the same corrupt, demonic judiciary where nothing works.
I saw the way the president was laughing in that video.
Yes, it was the man too that was making that speech was a funny man.
Very intelligent man.
Very funny man, and I said, you former UN ambassador.
He chose his words.
Yeah. You understand? So he
passed the message.
He made it very clearly. And what are you going to extract? How do you feast on those words? You look at it very well that this is a clear cut injustice. And that Bola Ahmed Tinubu, the Mr. President, should go ahead and reverse it. because there was no basis for that. But we accept it with both hands because one, Nnamdi Kanu, by virtue of what he stood for, these are some of the extreme challenges he has to go through. But my prayer is that Ribadu and the rest of them that imported nuclear weapon poison in Nigeria, they should stay away from him. If you are saying no video, let them go. What's it called?
He has been picked by.
I never catch up. He catch up. He don't sleep. He go not say.
Is he going to pass night?
If I were Bola
spend it too much.
If I were Bola Tinubu, I would jail him.
He has been given a
I will jail him. He has the power to jail him. But he can see that they cannot go to that extreme because of what they feel. I remember when Jonathan was being bamboozled by Buhari, and I remember the kind of statement I gave from Jonathan. He said he doesn't want to touch Buhari because he doesn't know what will come out from the north. And Buhari was making, threatening your government. And to the extent that he had to even support him with a fresh, clean, latest new Prado. And that is it. He's a Fulani man. The fear is there. The reservation is there. But if Bola Ahmed Tinubu have seen it very clearly, they are even threatening him. Because they are threatening him. The man is threatening him. It's not a must, you must be minister. It's not a must. They didn't choose to go and relax and stop making unnecessary statements. Whether they are the one that brought you. There's nobody who has monopoly. Even Bola, even Bola, all of us have only one vote. It was a collective effort that produced Bola Ahmed Tinubu, that gave Bola Ahmed Tinubu presidency. It's not only because anybody can ask anybody to support him.
That he should not go. That he said he was going for study.
And that is the key. So it's not everybody that, apart from El-Rufai, it's not everybody that won for Bola Ahmed Tinubu election in 2023 that has Bola Ahmed Tinubu has directly favored. All of a sudden you came, then you should go and prove it. Yes, because Mike, a lot of things are actually going on. That issue of that kind of odorless nuclear weapon they brought in, they should be able to investigate it and find that actually, because we don't know how this former deputy CBN governor, the only prominent Hausa man, died mysteriously after visiting DSS. Like I told you here, Nihulibadi should not pretend as if a government does not have such things. They have them.
All right, comment section was Big T Prince saying, Odlade Taiwo, Chinedu of Lagos, Mr. President was not responsible for Kanu's problem. Kanu played his own music and he's dancing to it now. And the Atlantic says Tinubu can never release someone who will cause more wahala to his administration. I think the president is smart.
Okay, yes, if he is smart, let us believe that he's smart. Because that's what Nigerians call smartness.
Yeah. Bad thing, smart thing.
I believe. If Bola Ahmed Tinubu is smart, then let it be that he's actually very smart.
All right, Odeze Chima says the traditional ruler. Sorry. Odeze Chima says that traditional ruler was from, the traditional ruler from Ezeagu. Is an intelligent man, very articulated and used diplomacy to knock Tinubu out. All right, Igbo said Tinubu did not want to release Nnamdi Kanu, but his hands have been tied by ICC, so he has to release Kanu. So he will release Kanu soon without conditions. And when he comes out, he will be ferocious about Biafra.
Mike, whatever it is, I've said it very clearly here. You understand? One, Nnamdi Kanu, whatever that is happening to Nnamdi Kanu, But Nnamdi Kanu is not remorseful. He made it very clearly. Nobody, because when it will get to a point, the way he moved into Sokoto, that's the way he will go out of Sokoto. If a superior force, now look at what they did to Sunday Jackson, and somebody there in the comment section is talking. What wrong did Sunday Jackson do? What did he commit? He defended himself and they judged him. And the same people are saying the judiciary, yes. What was Parliament not aware? That somebody came to kill, he maneuvered his way and was able to subdue that person. They caught him and jailed him. It happened here in Nigeria. I feel self-determination is a crime. But what I know is that whatever it is, the end, definitely will justify the means.
What do you have to say?
I really don't have much to say, but I just know that everything we do in life, no matter how right it might be, in the process of fighting for the right cause or doing the right thing, you might be picked in the process. So that is why one have to treat. Fine, okay, you are right, but in what manner are you, processing in the journey to the right path? But it is what it is. This is Nigeria. Although we won't dispute the fact that it happens anywhere in the world. There are some power that still in some extent control the judicial system in every country. But of what measures is that happening? So I think the one we have is outrageous. We already talk about our country, but that doesn't mean that it is not happening in other countries like that. But at least in some instances, the citizens still have belief and trust the process. Whereby it won't be the case whereby it's always 90% of whenever you have issue with it has to do with the judicial system. The rich ones or the most influential ones always get away with things over the normal, the ordinary citizen. And that's one of the reasons, the things that we are talking about. The people should be able to raise them the judicial system. Let's go to meet in court. Enter what you cannot. We have our lawyers. We talk this out, and we see the end of the matter. No, you don't get money. That narration is what should not be existing anymore. And as time goes on, we are going there. In next tenure of Mr. President, there's not anything can happen. Tomorrow, before the president leaves the office, he might release the Nnamdi Kanu. And you agree with me that if he releases him now, no one will actually want this governance to be affected or threatened by one way or the other. We can't have two captains in the ship. Fine. Even if we are the one that happens to be the president of the day now, we might actually go the same route. But there are some other ways a few things can be done whereby it will not open how corrupt or how dictative someone is. That's what I used to be. You can be there always a smooth competition. It's fine. Then you maneuver your way, and it will what happens to be a disgrace in the outside world. Saying in a country like this country is always a concerned country.
All right. Away from that, let's quickly touch this. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has signed the Electoral Act amendments, 2026 into law, and he said the electronic transmission cannot replace manual results. Don't you think this will open door for manipulation?
He's want to rig the election. Okay, let them. Nigeria should not allow that. Let them reverse it and let them amend that bill. Mike, look at the speed of which that bill was passed. That was yesterday, the following day. Nigeria should not allow that. Mike, I think Bola Ahmed Tinubu is sensing something. There's no governor that has come to a ruling party that can deliver up to 25%. The power lies with the people. But if you like, back all the whole governors in Nigeria, let them be in one party. I have never seen anywhere in the history of this country where governors deliver up to 25% to the ruling party. You want to? This is an act of.
This is what people feel can,
No, Mike. I said it's a
conspiracy.
The electoral process. Mike, do you know that?
Why are they making it optional?
Mike, do you know that this thing can actually give Bola Ahmed Tinubu victory?
The transmission.
Yes. Do you know that he can actually give you victory? Because it's one of the challenges Nigerians. By the time you are able to look at how do you get credibility? How do you get leadership? Is it not through laws that you make that are being respected? A lot of people believe that. You see, I think Bola Ahmed Tinubu have looked at it. But Ababa is just giving that man unnecessary headache. Tell him the truth.
Ababa should tell President Bola Ahmed.
Yes.
They will kick him out. Ahmed. I will kick him out.
Okay, but the president, he said we should forgive him.
Yeah, he said it.
Do you know what it means? What are the issues that is happening at the national level now that will trigger Mr. President to make that statement?
This is a holy month now. What do you expect?
Okay,
Ramadan.
Okay, he's just praying for forgiveness.
No, he used the opportunity to tell Nigerians to
forgive me. I don't know.
It's alleged.
Okay. Or what? Anybody that is see, all of us ask for forgiveness. So yes, anybody can ask for forgiveness.
From the president to Nigerians.
Yes, that's what I'm saying now. He can decide to say, because at every point in time, he's also seeing what is actually going on. That's what I'm telling you. Apart from the month of Holy Ramadan, what are the national issues that are happening?
Have you forgiven him?
Bola Ahmed Tinubu. I don't have any reservation against him. What my advocacy, God knows my advocacy is leadership. My advocacy in this country is good governance, leadership. That is all. There is so much. See, yes, I may not be a fan of Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Maybe I have seen one or two things about him that I'm not comfortable with. Especially the way Amona this guy came into power. And after 8 years, nothing. Then he came. Then as a Southern, as a Southerner, I expected his record to surpass, the impact to be overwhelming, to the extent that they say a Southerner, it will be something of a pride. That's what I'm talking about. But a Southern president, after all the mediocrity up and down, came into power and was able to fix Nigeria or set Nigeria on the path of governance. But if you ask some of his aides now, they will tell you, he knows what is going.
It's laying the foundation for long-term prosperity.
I believe.
All right, thank you so much. All right, so thank you. I really appreciate it. All right, morning. Sorry, my brother. God bless you. Thank you.
Well, Mr. President, first and foremost, I'm going to start with the Southeast. For the first time, I'm seeing a monarch in the Southeast that chooses his word. He chose his word rightly, and he communicated rightly to Mr. President, not in an arrogant way. And Mr. President got the message. And there was a touch, a feeling that yes, this man is telling me the truth, nothing but the truth. Like one of the reviewers said that the person they are fighting for, agitating for, is he even ready to embrace what they are fighting him for? This is the same person that is telling Justice Omotocha, do you know the law? Do you know the law? For the first time, I'm seeing a monarch in the Southeast. You understand? With reference, the man just made me remember Chinua Achebe. Look at the way he, point by point, line by line. And Mr. President got this, he got the message and said, if they can gather such wise men, such wise monarch like that, I believe the Southeast will not be behind. They will be in forefront. Not the one these city boys are doing. What is the Chief Priest? Those ones they are protecting their investments. they are not doing anything. That's my own number take. Let them.
We are not kids now. We are not kids. I say like me, I know what is going on. Election has come, so we be seeing different appeal. President know that the North and are shaking their head now. It's going to be hard for him in the North. So he's not trying to see how he can make peace with the Southeast. But let me tell you, forget all these chief priests who are going up and down. Who knows them? They only know them for their own village. Go to Abia, go to Owerri, go to Anambra. They are not interested. Even Lagos, Igbo in Lagos, what they want is release our brother Nnamdi Kanu. That's the only person that will speak and say, let go this way or let go this way. When they say Nnamdi Kanu was shouting on the judge, fella, have you watched fella? President, fella shout for judge. Can you power me? Those kind of people, they don't, you can't take their right. They knows the law. You don't need to be a lawyer for you don't carry the law. No.
Mr. Lord, I totally disagree with you.
I think what? See, I live in Kenya for years. Anytime they take Kanifa me to court, I know I challenge them. We'll be reading to talk to the judge. The only thing is that federal government has concluded to jail Nnamdi Kanu. There is not much she will do. It's an arrangement. So he has to do the bidding. So yes, whether they use political way, but all I know is that this is political time. The president has to humble. Do all means can do to make sure that he wins the Southeast. But let me tell you, the only area he has to be worried is if Obi come, no matter how, the Southeast must go for their brother. And followed by South. We must do. The only thing is that we need peace. We don't need fight. But the way the president is going, telling Nigeria, forgive me. The only forgiveness Nigeria will say, please, relax for 4 years, finish 4 years and go arrest. That's the only forgiveness. I will agree, say I will forgive you because Nigerians are dying in poverty. Nigerians are dying in killing. Nigeria, you can't access hospital. You can't access light. So forgive, wait. People are dying like Benue, Plateau State. The only way I will respect the president, tell my father to forgive me. 4 years is okay for you. Let somebody from the south to continue the remaining 4 years. That's the only way. You cannot beg us now. And then when you come back the second time, the bag of rice become 200,000.
Mr. Lucky, I'm quite surprised. The constitution of Nigeria never specified whether from the north, from the south. It's just a micro zoning from each political party. And I want to say this is that whoever is going to govern Nigeria is going to fix Nigeria is what we want. Obi is one of the best. As of today, is one of the best. Tinubu has come now and is appealing to people. Please forgive me. Because of what? He has committed a lot of blunder. He's the one that said something has gone and everything skyrocketed. And he couldn't do anything. He was the one that was criticizing Jonathan and co. Then, but now it has come to his table. He has done worse than the Jonathan administration. And I want to say this: if he's begging to man his woman to forgive his what is divine, we are going to forgive him. But is he ready to do the right thing?
If okay, somebody offended me now. See my phone, Mike. You are there. He called my phone. This key break. What did I do? I look at him. I didn't talk. You think if that happened to Kule here we go, you know? Did I tell it? Why are you bringing Kule here? I'm giving an example. Immediately, I forgive him. But because he said sorry. Abi, he said sorry. If this, I'm just give you an example.
But the harm has been done now.
He said that.
No, it's just for you to get a new one.
So, no, you were busy when did it happen? Do you think if I turn it to somebody else, he will forgive me? But he says sorry. He sorry me. He says, sorry, did it happen?
He said, genuine sorry.
President, can he come and tell Nigeria, say, removing subsidy? Say, scam.
He has begged you now.
No, the begging is that come and tell me why he's begging me.
Okay.
Tell me that subsidy removed. All the money you collected. What did you do with the money?
I don't know why PC like to beg people when they have done wrong. Look at when Jonathan was going. He was saying that these same people you are talking about, You understand? They will destroy Nigeria. Everybody will be ashamed. They should go. And that's what we are experiencing.
No, if you don't marry two wives, you know the best. Now we are married PC, we marry PDP. So you can see we are trying to go back to PDP. So President Peggy is out of it. All I know is that if President can come out today, Nigeria, have mercy on me. I'm only 4 years. Let me go. See Nigeria, we say they will plate.
We don't have PDP again, no. We don't have PDP again, no. This is arise and shine. We don't have PDP again. ABC arise and shine. We don't have PDP again.
The Southeast, all I know is that they are not happy. What they want to hear, that's what they want to hear. How do you see the Chief Priest?
If you said it now, if you can align with President Bola,
he's just talking based on his business sentiment.
Is guaranteed.
So when Jonathan was there, as the Kanu said, it's not our time. Abi?
Buhari came.
He said it's not our time. Buhari came, it's not our time. Let me tell you, go and keep that mind. He did not grab that power. Forget it. And this is our opportunity now. Even though we spent 8 years, 4 years of Tinubu now, where are we? Like just zero. He's not laughing at us. Arrested El-Rufai, put El-Rufai there. Yesterday was paid. And they arrested him again yesterday. They will still leave him. After all, Kanu was released in prison. See no more. Akpabio did not win election. See no more. So Nigeria, when they talk about law, they say law. If the governor is there, has a case with other citizens, the government will win. But he paid the judge. What do you expect the judge to do? I want to show that I have no choice.
Mr. Mark.
The case has been concluded. Check this ballot in there. After that, when the election comes, then I will use one way to remove it. This modern guy is going there. And the man said, look, Oga, we are here. Our people, our youth are watching us. So they might say we want to collect kickback. He said it.
Mr.
I want to collect bribe. They say we want to collect bribe. And it's true. People, youth are not happy. Go to market, go to everywhere. They are not happy. They use them and dump them. So all these appeal, begging, that's not the solution. Anyway, President has said, look, Nnamdi Kanu with the Attorney General and not that you harmonize to release Nnamdi Kanu, but that's not the issue. We do Nnamdi Kanu come out and said, this is what I want. It's time for one justice. What I want, that let my people go. And that's what the Igbo majority want. But the elite, I don't want that.
Why the reason why President Tinubu, if he wants Nigeria to forgive him, he should allow the legislature to work independently. He should allow the judiciary to work independently. He should allow the INEC to work independently. He has captured everybody. If he does that, we will forgive him. That's more.
And they say they want to use this paper for Abuja election. And let's see how it's going to go. Obi have campaign. It's a test. PDP, Labour joining APC. The PDP are measuring his weakest person.
He stepped down for APC man now.
How many of them?
In Abuja.
How many of them? But you see, our democracy has been destroyed by this government. We don't have democracy. The only thing is that who pay highest
when the
race. So Nigeria, no matter how you protest, no matter how you protest, only mercy, only God have come, because nobody else we are looking at now. You can't trust anybody. We don't trust INEC. We don't trust the police. The only thing is about Nigeria will be turned 2027. I believe that we are going to do it.
All right, thank you so much, Mr. Lucky, Mr. Felix. I really appreciate you. All right, so our esteemed viewers on the platform, we say a big thank you to all of you for joining us this morning. The likes of GOA, there's a Chima, Big Prince, Wahala 7. Say thank you to you. All right, okay, so it's greetings to you all. Okay, it's watching from France. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. All right, Law 285 also joined us. We say thank you for joining us. We appreciate Andrew Kujimi Gowon. Thank you. Gladys Oyabo, Jonah Kingsley, Mr. Emmanuel. Thank you all. And Atlantic, we say big thank you to you too. Leonard, thank you so much for joining us. Alright, kindly subscribe to the channel. If you are watching us for the first time, subscribe to the channel. We appreciate your contributions as well. Sydney, thank you. Alaba Afowe, thank you so much. The Athletic, thank you. Alright, good morning everyone. Please, does anyone know where this location is? We are broadcasting live Oba. This is Oba. Yeah, it's Oba. Abayaga, we say a big thank you to you too. Thank you so much. And to the rest of the viewers, we appreciate all of you. Those watching without commenting, we say a big thank you to you all. And to Big Chief Prince, who blessed me yesterday, and as well blessed Mr. Kule. We say a big thank you all. We say a big thank you, and on behalf of Kule, I appreciate that great support. We'll be back here tomorrow with more interesting topics. I'm Michael Adegoye, the anchor of the program. I'm telling you to stay safe. Goodbye.
It's still very close. It's